This segment is brought to you by the Kansas Soybean Commission. The Soybean Checkoff, progress powered by Kansas farmers.
Welcome back to Farm Factor and the Kansas Soybean Update.
This is the Kansas Soybean Update. It's brought to you by the Kansas Soybean Commission. The Soybean Checkoff, progress powered by Kansas farmers. Kurt Maurath, a Logan County soybean producer and chair of the Kansas Soybean Commission, joins us. And Kurt, you were in Topeka recently to give the annual Kansas Soybean Commission report to the Kansas House and Senate Agriculture Committees. What were some of the highlights of 2016 for the Kansas Soybean Commission?
We had a record crop, almost 192 million bushels. Increased our bushels per average about 10 bushels an acre. It just shows that we have a lot of great Kansas soybean farmers. The second highlight is the fact of the introduction of high oleic soybeans in Kansas. They have been around the country for 5 or 6 years, but this was the first year that Kansas farmers were able to contract acres and grow high oleic beans.
And you also were able to show the collection of the soy checkoff dollars, but more importantly, what those were able to fund and be able to do too.
Yes, this last year's collection, we had almost $3.4 million in collection, but this past December, we brought on our researchers and we looked over some 70 projects. We spent about 12 hours of proposals, discussion, in which we narrowed it down to what we felt was the best projects and research and marketing for the Kansas farmer.
And the commission had plenty of partners to team up with in 2016 for various projects.
We're excited. We have some really great partners for international development. We're excited about being in aquaculture over in Indonesia and poultry in Mexico and Japan and Pakistan. With these huge crops that we're producing, we have to really keep our export markets open and available to the Kansas farmer. We partner with Ag in the Classroom every year. We also partnered with Kansas State Summer Science Institute and support them with over $10,000. We like to keep that education informational out there, handy for the teachers to have, and lesson plans throughout for the Kansas teachers also. One of our big successes is in biodiesel. Last year, the number came out that 1.8 billion gallons of biodiesel was produced in the United States. That's up from 1.4 billion the year before. And of that 1.8 billion gallons, most of the seed stock, half of that is soybean oil. But also a part of that is livestock fats and the waste from livestock. So it is said that biodiesel has increased the price of livestock $10 to $12 a head for cattle and $1 to $2 a head for pork. Our number for soybeans is about 75 cents a bushel. Is credited back to biodiesel, the demand that we have for our soybeans.
That is Kurt Maurath, who is a Logan County soybean producer and the chair of the Kansas Soybean Commission. He joins us on the Kansas Soybean Update. It's brought to you by the Kansas Soybean Commission. The Soybean Checkoff, progress powered by Kansas farmers. Learn more at kansassoybeans.org. For Kansas Soybeans, I'm Greg Akagi.
Hope you enjoyed this week's Kansas Soybean Update. Stay with us after the break for more Farm Factor as Kyle visits with Joe Cornelius.
This Medford, New Jersey school bus runs on biodiesel, and so do these. In fact, all of these buses run on clean-burning biodiesel, which is great because the more we use biodiesel in our heavy-duty vehicles, the less carbon pollution in our air. Think how great it would be if more of our school buses ran on biodiesel. More biodiesel, less carbon pollution. More is less. Biodiesel, America's advanced biofuel.